What's up, soldiers? Your boy Chris vibes up in the kitchen. Watch now. Craving for some tomato soup or tomato soup, as we would say down in the Caribbean. Now that can't stop. That can't, no metal, all kind of chemical you're tasting in that. We're gonna roast some peppers, we're gonna roast some tomato, and we're gonna put everything to bring everything together with some coconut milk. Vegetarians, you're gonna love this one, man. Flavors for days. You're gonna like this one. Let's get cooking. We've got the cut up tomato here, some onion, and some bell pepper. I just wanted to quickly show you something. When I cut the tomatoes, I just sort of cut the stems out and all the way down into the middle of the tomato, because this tends to be a bit woody and a bit hard, and it will not, it will not be nice to get that piece of hard stuff in your soup there. So remember to cut that out. I've got the oven preheating to 400, so 400 degrees Fahrenheit. The peppers, the onions, the tomato is all on my baking tray here, and I'm just going to go in with some olive oil. I'm going to mix that up after. Some fresh ground black pepper. And to bring out some more of the sweetness of that tomato, I'm going to go in with a bit of sea salt. Not too much. Later on we'll add some more to the soup. In the oven, 400 degrees Fahrenheit. It just came out of the oven. It took about 35 minutes or so. I'm just going to allow that to cool for a second, and we're going to start building the base of this soup now. I've got my soup pot here on a medium heat, and I'm just going to go in with a splash of olive oil. You can use coconut oil if you want to keep the whole theme of things and really enhance that coconut flavor. 2 scallions that I chopped up. 2 cloves of garlic that I chopped up finely. About a tablespoon of parsley. And I've got here some fresh thyme out of my garden. I'm just going to take the leaves off those. That's going to add some nice flavor to this soup. Some fresh ground black pepper. And we just want that. I'm going to turn my heat down to low and let that go gently for about 3 or 4 minutes. As it goes on that low heat, I'm going to go in with some smoked paprika or pimenton, the sort of spicy one, the hot one, because I won't be using any Scotch bonnet. No sort of fire in this one here today, but I'm going to go in with some of that pimenton. Low heat, as I said, and we just want to toast that and bring everything together. It's now time to go in with all that roasted tomato and onions, and you want all the juices from that baking pan to go in here. Listen to that lovely sizzle. I'm going to go in with some salt. The coconut milk straight out of a can, so 1 can of coconut milk. And if you want, here's where you can add some vegetable stock or chicken stock, whatever you want. But remember, keep in mind, if you're adding vegetable stock or chicken stock, hold off on adding any salt, as I just did, until later on when you taste it, because that vegetable stock will have sodium in there, and some water just to bring everything together, because I'm using water instead of vegetable stock or chicken stock, because I want to really taste the tomato and the coconut in this, and I don't want any other flavors influencing that. Bring that up to a boil now, so we're going to turn that up to a medium high to bring that up to a boil. So we've got that bubble going now, so all I'm going to do is turn the heat down to a simmer, add about half a teaspoon of brown sugar, put the lid on there, and let that gently go until everything comes together. It's been going now for about 35 minutes. Taste it for salt at this point here, adjust accordingly, turn the heat off, and this is where I'm going to go in now with my immersion blender, and we're going to pulse this until it's nice and smooth. I'm going to do that off camera, but if you don't have an immersion blender, you can put it in a normal blender. Just allow it to cool down a bit first, and be very mindful of you're dealing with hot liquid. And I like pulsing it because I don't want it to go overly frothy on here. If you're using one of those Caribbean style swizzle sticks, what you may want to do is, after you roast the tomato and the peppers, try to allow it to cool down and remove the skins, because if you use a traditional swizzle stick, you'll still have those big pieces of tomato skin. So there you go, friends, all nice. I allowed it to have a little bit of texture. I didn't really puree it smooth. I just want a little bit of texture in there. If you want to add a little bit more flavor to this, a little bit more island something, when we started off at the very start with the pimenton, the paprika, the smoked paprika, the pimenton, you can also add a tiny bit of Madras curry in there as well. That would work brilliant. Chris here, CaribbeanPot.com, not your traditional Caribbean soup, but that roasted tomato and peppers and coconut milk. Watch now. Boy, that thing delightful. Bless up, man.